Hey you guys, welcome to Southern Latitudes. We just got a special knock on the door and look what it is. You see? Live plants, buddy. Oh my gosh, that is my strawberry plants from growhouse.com. Okay, you guys, so excited. I was inside cooking and very excited, but I know that this has to be taken care of immediately because it's live plants. Now you can see it without it being reversed. Live plants. So hold on a second, let's get some air on these. All right, you guys, they're soaking in this little bowl and with water, but I have to say these are moist up top. There is nothing wrong with them. They ship just beautifully in this cardboard and a little bit of paper around the cardboard, but the cardboard held the moisture really well. I'll show you that. You see just a little bit of moisture. Fantastic. I bought the Camarosa variety, just 10 of them. It was like $16.99, and I think that's pretty affordable because where I was going to buy with just bare roots, 10 of them was $19.99 or $20. It was right. It's roughly the same difference. I know it's a penny difference between you and me, but I just can't remember what the poster said. So these are looking excellent for $16.99. And yeah, they probably took off some of the burnt tips or whatever. That's not going to bother me at all. This is what's important. The new growth and the root, the crown right there. And they look to be in great condition. Ironically, I was just weeding out my strawberry box this morning. So, yeah, they're ready to go right in the ground. As soon as I'm going to finish up what I'm cooking right now, and in about 30 minutes, I'll be ready to go to the strawberry box, and I'll be able to bring you guys along. It's already ready. I already put the mushroom compost on it about 3 weeks ago, I think. It's been a little bit. We can top dress it a little bit more later, but it really doesn't need any more amendments to it. Yeah, we're just going to pop these 10 in and water them real good, and then we'll be done with strawberries. And then we could just wait for the strawberries to come. I'm interested in trying this variety because I was going to try the other one that starts with the A, and it's escaping me. But anyhow, this is a new variety for me. I've also tried Sweet Charlie in the past. The ones I've been getting the past few years from the Brevard Feed and Seed, I think that's it. She wasn't able to get them in, but she usually gets, these type, and they're pretty cheap, and they just say Everbearing on them. That's all I really know. So anyhow, let me go in, finish what I'm cooking. I'll be right back. And with a different camera. This is just my cell phone. All right, you guys. These are the strawberry plants, and I guess I changed my mind. I am going to, since they are heavy feeders, I am going to add a lot of bone meal and blood meal. A reason why I'm using naturals today is because they're babies. They're going to have transplant shock, and I do not want to be throwing in a bunch of synthetic fertilizers in here. And these just seem to be, natural seems to be a little bit more easily able to be taken up by the babies. So I'm just going to kind of rough it up a little bit. I am going to water all this in as soon as we get done here, but I don't feel like dragging the hose over right this very second. I'll show you that I'm watering it here right at the end. Okay, so this is the Camarosa variety. I did educate myself just a little bit with it. Now, this is one of the most successful commercial varieties that's ever been developed. There used to be another variety before this. I'm trying to think of the name. Was, oh man, I have grown it before. Chandler, that's right. But anyhow, this has been produced Some places say 1992, some say 1994. And this is the Chandler replacement strawberry. So this is comes out of the lineage of the Douglas, you know, strawberry originally. This is definitely a hybrid. Like I said, commercial people really fell in love with it. But now, and it was developed in South California, but coastal. So I'm hoping, because it's coastal, I should tell you while I'm doing this, you got to keep the crown. This little, let me get a new one. This little part right here is called a crown. You don't want it to go below the ground level, which this one was starting to look that way. That's why it made me think to tell you that. Excuse me. I think the fertilizer is getting to me. Where was I? Oh, developed in coastal California. And so I was holding out, but it's dry there compared to Florida. So I'm hoping this is going to be a real good Florida variety in the years to come. These two are my ever-bearing that I don't know the actual variety name. It does look different though than this Camarosa. This leaf is way bigger. But they're over a year old, so that's pretty good for them. Oh, let's talk about so they can go 8 inches high. So that's probably about here where my thumb is. And they can go about 12 inches wide. So I really am planting them very tight. Maybe that's not too good, but I have 10 and I got to sort of fit them in here. So that's why I am kind of throwing the size rules out the window. Oh my gosh, there's, okay, like 3 in here. I am going to pull that one out. Okay. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Okay, water, 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 but do not, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of water per week. They don't want to be soggy, though. So I will keep a great eye on these every day with my little watering can, giving them a little bit of something. Okay, that one I lucked up. I ended up with 3 plants in that one. So instead of 10, I got 13. Looks like I might have another duplicate over there like that. What else can I tell you? Okay, zones 4 to 10. They like full sun, 8 to 10 hours a day. That's how they're grown in the commercial environment. Although I will say that in Florida, 8 to 10 hours is a bit much. So, mine are going to be on the edge of the food forest. They'll get a little bit of morning sun and then shade for the rest of the mid-morning to afternoon, and then they'll get late afternoon sun. So they'll probably still get 8 hours, but I wouldn't. I don't know that I would put full sun strawberries. I don't know. If you guys have, let me know in the comments below. Yeah. All right, those look great. They really do look great. What else can I tell you? These are supposed to be June bearing. What does that mean for Florida? Well, since it's my first year growing these, it's anybody's best guess. That I don't know, but I can tell you that my other ever bearings, pretty much I was eating on them maybe as soon as January, February. I might have even had just a December one. I'm trying to think. Maybe I got pictures of it somewhere. Let's see. Let's put one right here. They're known in the commercial land for being an early strawberry. That's what they love about them. They mature very fast, put on fruit fast. It's usually really big. It's bright. It's firm. It's great for shipping. So it's large. It's great. Everything a commercial grower wants. So I would think it's probably pretty good for the home gardener, since we're just going, you know, like 80 feet into the house. They're also great for containers. I should say that while I'm standing or sitting right over this container. They do great in containers or grow bags or anything like that. I saw Haas had theirs in a grow bag. I have put strawberries into the ground before. They kind of get lost in the weeds. So I kind of like to put mine up a little bit. I don't know that they require that, but it works better for me and my system. Let's talk a little bit about diseases and pests. So just like everything else, they can get thrips, aphids, slugs. I use Sluggo for that. For aphids, I usually don't too much except for soapy water. If I have a huge outbreak, which I don't think I've ever had on strawberries, I will use a little neem oil. Let's see, you got to be careful about crown rot. So while I'm in here looking at all of them, make sure my crowns are not buried. Yeah, these look good over here. I'm gonna pull that one up a little bit. This one, I gotta make sure, because sometimes I get thinking like tomatoes. Let's see, crown rot, if you get that going in your strawberries, you can do a little liquid copper fungicide. Powdery mildew, you do liquid copper fungicide. If you have leaf spot on your leaves, you would also do it's a fungus, so let me say again, liquid copper fungicide. If you get blight, the first route I would go is just pinching it off. If you see something, now this is not blight, but I'm going to pinch this one off because it looks a little dead on the end. So that's all I do, is just remove. You know, strawberries are somewhat more like an annual in Florida versus a perennial. North of Florida, you could probably get several years out of your strawberries. For me, I was tickled that I just had 2 carry. Actually, I had 3, and I threw it away accidentally. It's somewhere. It had a runner that had gone in, and I accidentally threw the runner away. I'm so bummed about that. But and I had one all the way up to like last month in here, so I almost had 3 carry over. Okay, let's talk about how we're going to fertilize. So as you saw, I just put in my organic fertilizer. Right now, I'll water in 2 to 3 weeks. When I start seeing new growth on them coming out of the crowns, like right out of here, when I start seeing that, I know I'm over transplant shock. And so then I'll go into fertilizing every 2 to 3 weeks. You can just do that with a balanced, like 6-6-6, 10-10-10, 20-20-20. Be careful on the synthetics. They can burn, so go between your plants. Or you can just do natural bone meal, blood meal. You're always safe with that. Mushroom compost, any aged horsey or animal compost, manure, chickens, bunnies you can do fresh. I think sheep you can do fresh. Those are probably your best bets. And then come January, now I've never done this, but I heard Mr. Haas on his Row by Row garden show say you can hit them in the first week of January with calcium nitrate. So there's that. Once they start flowering, you cut your fertilizer back, and then as your berries get ready to ripen, you just stop all fertilizing. You're really done at that point. And that's the best for a June berry. So anyhow, let me water these in. They look fantastic. I'm so happy. Can't wait to see how these turn out and grow, and I'll keep you guys updated. So be sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe, give a comment down below if you're real good at strawberries, or if you're new to strawberries and you're just learning and appreciate this information. Let me know. All right, you guys, with that said, take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.